Once I walked through the doors of this place, I felt at home for the first time in a long time. And if I'm being honest with myself, this place probably saved my life.
A clubhouse is a community of people working together to achieve a common goal of recovery. We do this by providing employment, education, wellness, and social opportunities. We have a non-clinical environment that focuses on members' strengths, talents, and abilities rather than their illness. And participants are known as members rather than patients or clients. This is powerful because when you have a mental illness, it's often the focus, and people ask, how are you doing? Did you take your medications? And at Clubhouse, we don't do that. We ask members what they want to do for the day. Capital Clubhouse opened in 2002, and to date we've served roughly 1,000 people in the community, and we have an average daily attendance of about 50. There's 6 clubhouses in Maine. We've got High Hopes, Capital Clubhouse, Looking Ahead Clubhouse, Unlimited Solutions, Village Clubhouse, and Eagle's Nest. All of the Maine clubhouses are funded by Maine Care, grants, donations, and VR.
Way back in 2017, I started going to Capital Clubhouse, and it started out with just being at a group home. And I thought maybe this will be a life up from where I am. And ever since that day, I've been at Clubhouse 5 days a week, working nonstop to figure out what I want to do in life. And I finally figured out what I want to do in life. I want to work with kids with mental illness and strive them to be better in their life and in their recovery.
A typical day at the clubhouse, we are open from 7:30 to 4, Monday through Friday. Members, as part of the voluntary nature of the clubhouse, members establish their own schedules. So people are able to come and go as they please, depending on what it is that they're looking to prepare for work. They are looking to build their stamina. Maybe if they want a job that's 15 hours a week, we ask maybe that they model their schedule to that so that they can help prepare for work. We have at 8 o'clock every day, when people get in, they start to make coffee and make breakfast. So the work really starts like the minute that people walk through the door, getting transportation organized for transitional employment sites. And we work side by side throughout the day. We have meetings at various times each day. So we have like a house meeting at 9 o'clock where we all gather and just kind of prepare for the day, talk about different presentations that are coming up, members that are working in education or employment. It's really a great time for each unit to share what they plan on working on for the day. And then we have unit meetings. So we break up into one of the 3 units, and members select the unit that they would like to work in: food services, membership services, or career development. So each unit breaks up and discusses further the work that they have planned for the day. Members and staff work side by side as colleagues to complete the work throughout the day. And then we have lunch at noon, and then we've got our 1 o'clock meeting in the afternoon, which is really discussing work that's planned for the afternoon, maybe if things didn't get done earlier in the day. And then each day we have a different 2 p.m. meeting, which touches on a different topic related to Clubhouse, wellness, employment, and other related topics. We have a lot of presenters that come in from the community to share different resources. We really pride ourselves in being a huge presence in our community, and connecting with other businesses and agencies is very helpful.
I really didn't have a foothold anywhere. I was living off of nothing, off of whatever food the Bread of Life food soup kitchen had, and then I found my way here. Changed everything. I don't even think I was here a week, and I already, for all intents and purposes, got lifelong friendships. Simply because I was it was okay for me to be me, no matter how goofy or, and everybody seems to be okay with my one-liners. And sort of found a niche in the kitchen. I love being in the kitchen. There's lots of times where being in that kitchen is, equivalent to a therapy session. You can just forever sit there and chop a vegetable, and that's a far cry better than to put your head through a wall.
I tried to get off my medications in about 2 weeks before I went to the hospital. I became full-blown delusional and was getting really argumentative in town, getting into fights, and police came several times, and finally I was taken against my will to Riverview Hospital, and I was there for 5 weeks, and they just basically worked with my meds and found out, we already knew that I was bipolar, so they were working with meds and seeing what was the best fit. And so then I got out and came to the Clubhouse, Capitol Clubhouse, and got to know a lot of people. Wasn't so much for the employment piece, but I continued to work at the same job I'd worked at for 15 years, and finally decided it was time for a change, and then worked as an overnight baker for 3 years, and then came to the Capitol Clubhouse just to say hi, and I was told about this job opportunity as a peer support specialist at KBH, and so I applied for it and got the job, and so I've been working in this position for 2 years and a couple months.
The Clubhouse movement began in the 1940s during deinstitutionalization. 6 patients from the Rockland State Hospital would meet every day at what was known as the club room of the hospital, and they became friends. And once they were discharged, they wanted to keep that friendship going and continue supporting each other. So they formed a group called WANA, which is We Are Not Alone. And WANA was focused on really changing society's view of mental illness and decreasing stigma. So eventually, with the help of their supporters, they were able to buy a house, and that house had a fountain. And Fountain House was formed, which is the first clubhouse. And through the years, the clubhouse model has gained momentum, and other programs started opening in the community. So to differentiate clubhouses from these other programs, some standards were established in 1989. And the standards are used today, and they're basically what we call a Bill of Rights for members and a Code of Ethics for staff. They really help outline the opportunities that members deserve at clubhouses.
I'm a unit coordinator here at Capitol Clubhouse. I originally heard of the Clubhouse through a community mental health course at UMA. I graduated last December with my mental health and human services degree, and heard about internship availability at the Topsom Clubhouse. And what I had heard about it is that it is a place where individuals can come with mental health diagnoses to work together with staff as colleagues, side by side, working on educational goals, vocational goals, and emotional and psychological goals. And I thought that was a really cool approach to be able to work with clients, as opposed to being above or kind of just viewing down upon, I guess, in a sense, is what I gathered from other places I had worked in the past. And at the Clubhouse model, what I realized very quickly during my internship is that everybody is on the same level. We're all working together. The Clubhouse cannot run without one or the other, whether it's staff or a member. And that was my first experience of really seeing that happen at a facility, if you will. And just the Clubhouse model is something new to me, and I really enjoy it. And it's always hustling and bustling, and helping run everything from administration to reception to food services. All colleagues work together. And that was a new experience for me, and I don't think I've seen that really anywhere else. And so that's really why I love Clubhouse and why I keep coming back.
We place just as much emphasis on education here at the Clubhouse as we do with our employment program. We recently had 7 individuals graduate from both high school and college, which is probably the highest that it's ever been here at our program. We make sure to collaborate with all of the local adult education programs as well as the local universities. We've done several presentations at UMA. We also assist people with looking at financial aid, scholarships, applying to college, as well as other forms of education like driver's education, and also just general tutoring with computer programs, with reading, spelling, math, really whatever it is that people are looking to learn. It's something that we will assist them with.
Now at the Clubhouse, I come in, I'm on the advisory board. I do some tutoring and I do some presentations.
Wellness is something that we take very seriously here at the Clubhouse. We actually just recently added a standard based around wellness, kind of like a holistic approach to wellness, focusing on the fact that it's not just maintaining a healthy diet and exercising, which is of course very important aspects of wellness, but kind of seeing wellness in a different light as to your spiritual wellness, financial wellness. So we kind of just meet all of our members where they're at and we talk about what their wellness goals might be. So some of our members are focusing on maybe maintaining a budget and connecting with a payee if they need some support with their finances, and just supporting our members in a way where they can meet their individual wellness goals. So we have a wellness discussion every week at 2 o'clock, so members are able to kind of bring up different topics based on wellness. With the pandemic and everything going on, we want to make sure that people are staying well, whether they're at the Clubhouse or outside of the Clubhouse. We frequently go on wellness walks, and of course we have this awesome wellness room that you're kind of seeing. So this room is just an area where people can step outside of the work order day and just take a breather. We have some worksheets and stuff like self-care check sheets. People are able to kind of just focus on their wellness in here and take a break from the work order day. We have yoga mats, you can stretch out, listen to some music, sound machines, turn down the lights. Resources available as well based on wellness, help people get connected to med management or counselors if needed. So kind of all aspects of wellness, we want to just make sure that members feel supported.
The Membership Services Unit focuses primarily on new member referrals, tours, orientations, while also maintaining the cleanliness of the unit and all of the landscaping in the exterior of the unit. All work in the Clubhouse is all work that we do side by side, so we don't hire any outdoor companies to come in and clean our program. We take a lot of pride in maintaining it ourselves, which provides for opportunities for members to learn skills that, even though they're not job specific, they're helpful for when people go and seek employment in the community. All of that, all of those skills can be put on someone's resume. So membership services is really the first point of contact for a new member that comes into the Clubhouse. So really setting up helping them with their referrals, setting up their tour, assisting them with really getting oriented to the program. If we're looking at food services unit, that encompasses the kitchen, the cafe, and also media. We have a professional kitchen where people can work on, working as part of a team, doing meal planning, basic kitchen hygiene and safety. We do all of the meal planning together. It's all something that we do as part of a group to decide what it is that we want for meals for the week. We serve a full lunch every single day, so there's usually a lot of prep involved. Our cafe, we make sure that we have a hot breakfast every morning. So when you walk through the door, it always smells really, really yummy because we're cooking up some yummy breakfast. And then we make sure that we provide an array of healthy snacks as well that are at a low cost for everyone. And our media department, we really focus on just getting the word of Clubhouse out in the community. So we do a lot on our Facebook page. We are, always posting pictures and videos just to let people know what it is that we're doing here. We also create flyers to promote our after hours events because, our work order day is 7:30 to 4, Monday through Friday, but every Friday night we have our social programming from 4 to 7. And that provides opportunities for members that are working in the community that aren't able to attend the work order day. They're still able to come and maintain the relationships with their colleagues and have an opportunity to further reduce isolation at home.
If somebody new comes in, I'll pair up with them and tell them what the Clubhouse is, tell them how it's helped me and impacted me, and anybody I would recommend check it out. It is an awesome program. You see a lot of growth, and people with mental illness can do it. I know that there's struggles, but you put your mind to it and you can do what you want. I also have muscular dystrophy, but there is not a day that goes by that I don't come in and say I'm in pain, I can't do this. I've really stepped up the last couple weeks because we've had somebody we've been short on coverage of TE site, and I jumped right up and said, okay, I'll do it.
In 1994, Clubhouse International was formed, and they oversee the Clubhouse programs, ensuring that we're providing the services that are outlined in the standards. And to date, there's approximately 330 clubhouses in 30 different countries. We attend national conferences and international seminars to learn from each other. And there's usually clubhouses from the various 30 countries that attend. And it's really neat because we all use the same standards and the same clubhouse model. So you can go to clubhouses in China, Japan, France, and you may not understand the language, but you can tell what's going on because we all use the same structure. Members have 4 guarantees as part of Clubhouse programming, and they are the right to a place to come, the right to meaningful relationships, the right to meaningful work, and the right for a place to return. And just in general, clubhouses are amazing. They are one of the only programs where you can actually see people transform and get better and become more self-confident. People smile more, they walk taller, they take chances with exploring employment and education, and I just love Clubhouse program, and I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Our social programming is strategically every Friday from 4 to 7, with also one Saturday a month to make sure that we follow a typical work order day, because if you are working in the community and you're working at a job, you wouldn't be playing cards in the middle of your shift or anything like that. We really try to maintain focus on the work during the day, and then we focus on really kind of further enhancing the relationships later in the evening on Friday evenings. And we also, one thing that's really cool about the Clubhouse program is that we actually have member drivers. So members will have background checks that will be done through our agency and become eligible to be able to drive our vans. So there really are no tasks within the Clubhouse that are off limits to members. Every opportunity is open to every member and staff.
I'm a member tutor at the Clubhouse. I teach writing and math and resume building, college prep, and a number of other things that people would be interested in computer skills. I have a degree in English language and literature. I've written a book. I actually had that advertised here, and I just basically wanted to have my skills available for people here to take advantage of.
Clubhouses, if you look at other models of rehabilitation in the community, other public mental health programs, 1 week in a clubhouse costs about the same as a 2-week psychiatric hospitalization. And the employment rates are pretty much double what they are other public mental health programs. So it's really the nature of the clubhouse environment. It's a natural way to get to all of those skills that a lot of people weren't able to get because their mental illness might have been a barrier. You know, a lot of times the jobs people got in high school or the jobs people got right after high school, those were the jobs where you get all those soft skills and you know, just the little social pieces that you need to have in a community. And that's usually when, you know, mental illness will start to rear its head, and you know, a lot of our folks miss that piece. So this is a safe environment to get all those skills.
I've been going to the clubhouse for 8 or 9 years. I've been on 3 key east sides, Longfellows, Fairfield Inn, and the Red Barn. I also worked at the city of Augusta. I've been on a colleague training for 2 weeks at the Alliance Clubhouse in Utah. I worked in the kitchen to help cook lunches and at CE dinners and other dinners we do at times. I work on cooking skills and cutting veggies and meat, and working on getting into a restaurant to use my skills in a restaurant kitchen.
The clubhouse, really, the staff were really helpful for me. I made a lot of connections with staff and always felt really good coming in, and as well as the people that I met here. I just met I made some good friends, and I'm sorry to say some of them have passed away now, but you know, that was really just a big part of friendship was what I was looking for, and I found it at the clubhouse.
The Career Development Unit encompasses employment and education. So it's really from the very beginning when someone expresses an interest in getting a job, we can assist them with creating a resume, a cover letter, doing mock interviews, really the whole process with how you would look at getting ready for a job, figuring out, you know, what you would wear for an interview, and figuring out what type of work would be a good fit for your skill set as well. We have 3 different types of employment supports we provide here at the clubhouse, and one type of employment support which is specific to only clubhouse is transitional employment. And what's really neat about transitional employment is that we provide 100% support for as long as somebody needs it. So we will contract with a business in the community. For example, we have a position at Old Navy, so we've actually contracted a position with them for the clubhouse, where members take turns working this position for a 6 to 9 month period, and it gives them a chance to really build some recent skills and experience, get their feet wet to getting a job, build their self-confidence while also getting paid directly from the employer. So for some people, maybe they come to the clubhouse and they've never had a job before, and then other people, maybe it's been, a while since they've worked and they have some concerns about what it's going to look like for them to go back to work. So we will provide that 100% job coaching, and we will be there with them side by side for as long as they need us. And then if for some reason that person is ill or they're not able to go to work, we as their job coaches actually go into cover to make sure that we preserve that position for them. And also, there are a lot of concerns for people, when they're looking at returning to work. So we want to make sure that we provide them with as much information as possible, to really relieve a lot of that anxiety. And one part of that is the benefits counseling, because a lot of times when people are, looking at returning to work, they have concerns about what that's going to look like for their benefits. So really we work with people to look at all of the programs that are available for them to be able to return to work while still having some security that if something were to happen and they weren't able to maintain that job, they would still have something to fall back on. Another component of the career development unit is education. We assist individuals with really making connections with different universities in the community as well as adult education. We have some individuals that have started here that didn't know, they graduated from high school, didn't know how to read. And then we have other members, we've got members that have their PhD. So really we meet people where they're at. Everyone's kind of in a different place. But we focus a lot on making connections with adult education, with the Finance Authority of Maine, and helping people really look at their options and start to think about, where they see themselves and not just looking at a job that, that they think that people expect them to work in, but really kind of shooting a little bit further and looking at something that they could see themselves in as a career and something that will really, make them happy. And, we want people to find jobs where they look forward to going to work every day, because I certainly do.
I'm off benefits. I work 40 hours a week. The benefits that I have right now, provided by my full-time job, are really everything that I need. It's really good benefits, and there's no reason to need Maine Care or any other benefits right now.
I just got accepted to UMA, and it's helped me in so many ways to start from college after 8 years of being out of high school, from instantly getting a job and in the field that I'm already trying to go into. And if Clubhouse never helped me, I would have never been where I am now.
Supported employment is another level of employment for Clubhouse. We assist the person in some cases with obtaining the job or assisting with interviewing skills, to prepare for the position. We will assist with benefits reporting, so reporting earnings to Social Security, DHHS, and really whatever else they need. If they're having problems at work, or if they have concerns, they can come to us and we can help problem solve that and do some role playing. And then independent employment is the last tier of employment, where it's a position that someone got completely on their own. So sometimes we have people that actually start coming here to the Clubhouse that already have a job. So this is something that we will assist them with regardless. So if someone has questions about work or they need some extra support, regardless of the type of employment, we'll do whatever we can to help them maintain that position. But employment is it's an important part of our Clubhouse community. It's one of the most important things in Clubhouse. So you'll really see it throughout the Clubhouse. And we celebrate when members get their first paychecks. We have employment dinners monthly to celebrate people that are going to school, but also people that are working in the community. And we view even one single day we view as success. So even if you just work one day, that's something that we celebrate.
I've found a staff that when I'm not myself will sit and listen. Doesn't matter if I'm not making sense. they listen. And if you talk to anybody, veterans, doesn't matter, when they're dealing with trauma, they just want somebody to listen. That's what happens here. And, that they started working again. I never thought I'd work any kind of a job again. But, somehow through working in food service and the motivation from the staff, I found the motivation inside myself to start working again. And in that, you start small, 2-3 days a week, 4 or 5 hours a day. That's enough to see what you can handle. And over the first couple of TEs, some I could, some I couldn't, You don't ever want to admit that there's something you can't handle, but sometimes you got to. And, with this last TE before where I am now, I had to admit I couldn't handle that particular job. Didn't mean I wasn't good at it, didn't mean it was a bad job, just meant at this point in time that wasn't a good fit for me. And there was a part of me that, felt like, I was letting my dad down because I didn't see it through to the end, but that's not the case. He would have told me what everybody else told me. It's not working, it's not working. You gotta find something that works for you, and by all accounts, where I am now works for me.
I graduated from Gordon College in Massachusetts back in 2012. So I studied literature and creative writing, as well as linguistics and some education. I'm going into teaching right now. Is my plan. Planning on teaching English, and I've I think come a long ways.
Our agency recently got some grant funding so that we can implement something like a tobacco cessation program into our clubhouse or clubhouses in Kennebec County. So we're kind of working with other clubhouses and someone from the agency to implement something that works here at the clubhouse to help support our members in their journey to quit smoking if that's something that they feel like they need support with. So we're currently still in the planning process of that, but we're hoping to implement something that works for our members, such as just a support group, resources, maybe little goodie bags of like fidgets and candy that help people to quit smoking if that's their plan. We call our group Turning Points, and hoping that people will find like a turning point in their life that helps them to want to make that choice to quit.
I would recommend Clubhouse to anyone, just from both sides, both perspectives. It's a new approach for staff, and as well probably for some members as well. Just because I know sometimes the system can kind of seem like people are either doing things for you or maybe not as supportive. And as a Clubhouse colleague, I realize it's really a group collective. And that's kind of what makes me the most excited about Clubhouse.
Before I found Clubhouse, I spent many months in jail. I was in jail just about every month for a different thing. And since I found Clubhouse, I've gained a lot of skills to learn how to deal with anger.
As I continue my journey at Capitol Clubhouse, I have gained confidence and I am able to live on my own. I also feel better about managing my anxiety. Through the tough times I have experienced, I know the right coping skills to get me through those times. I've learned that it is okay to ask for help when I need it. and not to be ashamed to ask for it. I will forever be thankful for the help and support I have received from this program. I will continue coming here in hopes of growing, learning more things each day.
You know, this was a gold mine. You know, I hit the jackpot when I came here. Like I said, you know, the relationships speak for themselves. You know, as long as you just come in here and be yourself and be genuine, nothing but good things will happen.